Raider Nation, it is game day week 2, and this week we got the Pittsburgh Steelers in the matchup. This is a matchup I've been waiting for all season, all honesty. It's crazy because I live in Pennsylvania. So we got the Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, and Washington football team basically around these parts. That's I mean, we do have some Raider fans, especially here in York. Surprisingly enough, we actually have a Raider bar that I found out not too long ago. Said we're gonna have to take a trip over there as well. But we here in the live stream. We're on Turn to Excellent Sportcast. I'm your host, Marcus J. Everybody who knows me knows, diehard Raider fan, baby. You know what I mean? We up in here today. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is one of my favorite matchups, given, I am in Pennsylvania. I live in Pennsylvania. I have a lot of friends who are Steelers fans, a couple family members who like the Steelers, etc. So this is basically, and anybody who knows football and knows the history of the Raiders and Steelers, this is a rivalry. It is. It's an old school throwback rivalry. We don't play as much as we used to play, but this is still considered a rivalry which the Raiders lead 16 wins to 13, and hopefully we can add to that today. But don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Your support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to make a donation, my Patreon link for my donations is in the right-hand corner of the page. But once again, this is Return to Excellence Sportcast Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. We got an hour and 13 minutes until the game locks. I do already have a separate broadcast set. I will be doing live commentary for the game. So if you guys want to join me on the live commentary channel as well, feel free to. You know what I mean? But don't forget to hit this chat box. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your predictions. Give me your opinions on how you think this game is going to play out. What are your keys to victory? I'm going to give you guys my keys to victory, my predictions, etc., as we go along in this stream. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, though. Your support is greatly appreciated. Any Raider fans, Steelers fans out there, hit that chat box. Let's get a little friendly session, a little trash talk session going. You know what I mean? Let's get it. We're going at each other again today. You know what I mean? This is one of my personal favorite matchups as a Raider fan. I love going up against the Steelers. We always beat up on the Steelers. It's always a good game. Even if we lose, it's always a good game between the Raiders and the Steelers. So hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited for this game today, Raider fans, Steelers fans? You guys ready to get it going? Who do you guys see being the most important pieces to each team's puzzle of getting a victory today? We obviously have some injuries on the Raiders end. Josh Jacobs will not be playing today, unfortunately. It's looking like he might miss possibly even the next game as well with that toe and that leg injury he's been dealing with all off season, even since dating back to last year. We lost Denzel Good last week on the offensive line. That's a really big blow. I like Denzel Good a lot. He can do a lot of good things for us. He can damn near play every position on the offensive line. So those are really two big injuries that the Raiders are going to have to go through and deal with today. You know what I mean? It's going to be tough. The Steelers defense, they're really tough. This team always knows how to do two things really well. Find great receivers, really good receivers in later rounds of the draft, and build a damn good defense. The Steelers are known for doing that. I have to give the devil credit where the credit is due, So with that being said, we're gonna go to my keys to victory so far for the Raiders today. I got 3 keys to victories for my Las Vegas Raiders to abide by. Number 1, run the ball. Well, one could ask, well, how are we going to run the ball when our lead back is out? Well, that's what we have depth for. That's what we went out and signed Kenyon Drake to be a big money backup that he's getting paid. If I'm not mistaken, he's getting paid like $5.5, damn near $6 million a year, to be our backup. Well, this is where Kenyon Drake comes into play. As also, we did sign Peyton Barber earlier in the week. We did sign Peyton Barber, which I really like that signing because that adds extra beef to our running back. I feel like we needed to get a little bit more powerful in the running game, especially when we made that move. To go get Kenyon Drake. When we made that move, I said, I like Kenyon Drake. We definitely get a legitimate running back who can come out the backfield and catch, kind of like a Charlie Gardner-ish type player. But I always said as well, we always need a little bit more power because obviously Josh being banged up. So I really like the move of us going out and getting Peyton Barber earlier in the week. And that's why I say don't lose your identity of what you are as a team. Run the damn ball. Run the ball. That's rule number one. I don't care if it's 1 or 2 yards each run. Wear that Pittsburgh defense out because that defense is really, really good. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Number two, and this is even somewhat, in a way for me, a little bit more important. Be unpredictable. Don't force feed Waller. Get the receivers involved early. And I say that is because so many times throughout the first game of the year against Baltimore on Monday night, you can go back and watch my commentary video. It frustrates me when our wide receivers isn't touching the ball until the fourth quarter of the game. That cannot happen. We have to learn to get these guys involved early. We just do. And I feel like sometimes we get too predictable. It's either we're running the ball or we're going to Darren Waller. That is too predictable. We need to find a way to get our young wide receivers like Henry Ruggs, like Bryan Edwards, the ball early. We have to. Because if we fall behind to this team, now the Pittsburgh Steelers have some offensive questions of their own, and we'll get to that later. You know what I mean? But my point is that with this defense, with this Pittsburgh defense, we cannot afford to be predictable. We can't. We have to be unpredictable. This defense is really, really good. And they know damn well we are going to be going to Darren Waller. I would not be surprised if the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to load up today and triple team Darren Waller all game long and force Derek Carr, trust those wide receivers. Force John Gruden to implement the wide receivers a little bit earlier in the game. I firmly believe the Steelers are going to easily put 2 on Waller today. It would not surprise me if all game long they're triple teaming him. It would not surprise me at all. So that's the key to victory number 2 for the Raiders is be unpredictable. Don't force feed Darren Waller. Get your receivers involved early. And then my third key to victory for the Raiders is the defense needs to keep up the confidence from Monday Night Football. The biggest knack for the Raiders defense over the past few years, for a long time now, is that we cannot get pressure on the quarterback and we can't create turnovers. What did we do so well on Monday night against the Ravens? We created pressure on the quarterback. Max Crosby was phenomenal, as well as Carl Nassib. But we also were able to force turnovers. We forced 2 fumbles in that game. And what I mean by keep up the confidence is that Carl Nassib strip sacking Lamar Jackson is ultimately what won us that game in overtime. After we gave the ball back to Baltimore, the previous possession. So that confidence that the defense can close out the games, the confidence that this defense can be the reason why we win the game. That's the confidence that this defense needs to bring over into this game today. I want to see the same defense that I seen on Monday night, minus a few points. We still gave up 27 points. We still did give up some big chunk plays in certain aspects of the game. But overall, I really liked how my defense looked under Gus Bradley. I think there's only one way up from here, and that's up. That's all the way up. We looked good. We can get pressure on the quarterback, and we can create turnovers. If we can nullify the big plays and keep that point total down, we can be a force. But those are my 3 key to victories for the Raiders today. Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think. What are your keys to victories, Raider fans? What are your keys to victories for today against the Steelers? Do you agree with me with my 3 picks on what we need to do to win this game, or do you have your own keys to victory separate from mine, differentiate from mine? Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think. Man, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie. I'm ready for this damn game to start. I ain't gonna lie. I'm ready for it to go. I'm ready to get it started. You know what I mean? I love playing the Steelers, man. I get to talk trash to my Steeler buddies. You know what I mean? Especially if we win, I get to, gloat all about it. Especially being a Raider fan for a long time now. It's haven't been much to gloat about. So whenever we beat up on the Steelers, it's a lot of love coming from this way. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so now we're going to move on. And like I said, this is, I'm not going to, be biased here. This is obviously a Raiders channel, but we are going up against the Steelers. You know what I mean? So I did create keys to victories for the Steelers as well. You know what I mean? How they can take advantage and possibly get the W against us. I hope that's not the case, but that's what I put together. So my keys to victories for the Steelers would be their defense needs to continue being great. They don't have to change anything to me on that defense. That defense is A1. No doubt about it. That defense from top to bottom is really, really, really good. So that's my keys to victory for number one for the Steelers. As the defense just keep being the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. You don't need to change anything. Nothing. Well, maybe take it easy on us today. You know what I mean? Maybe that. But keep being who you are. Keep being a great overall sound defense. 2, the O-line needs to create better lanes for Najee Harris. I will say the Steelers and Buffalo game, I watched that game last week because I was flicking between the Eagles, Falcons, Steelers, and Bills. And obviously the Bills and Steelers were a little bit more competitive. It was a more closer game than the Eagles and the Falcons. So I stayed on the Steelers and Buffalo game. And what I realized is that the Steelers were having a lot of problems on the offensive line creating lanes for Najee Harris. They're definitely going to have to do that, a lot better job of doing that today if they want their running game to be a lot more potent and their offense themselves to be not as predictable. I feel like this team, if they can create a running identity, this offense will find their overall identity. I never see Pittsburgh as a truly air out passing team. This team staple has always been running the football. So to me, that's what I'm used to seeing. So with that being said, I feel like their offensive line needs to do a better job creating lanes for Harris because they did not do that last week. Buffalo's defensive line did a great job of shutting down Najee Harris and kind of relieving some of the hype off of him. So that's my number 2 key to victory for the Steelers. And number 3 would be finding an offensive identity. I feel like this team honestly don't know what they want to be, whether they want to be a passing team or a running team. And I feel like they need to fluctuate and they need to figure out what their offensive identity is. And that's why I said if that offensive line can start creating better lanes for Najee Harris and can start getting him going, I think that's when the Steelers will definitely find their offensive identity. Me personally, I think they've always been run the ball hard, work off the play action type team. That's just the type of offense I believe the Steelers are. They got to find that within themselves, though. But I want to know you guys' opinions. If there's any Steelers fans in the viewer section, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. What are your keys to victory for your team to beat my team today? I want to know your guys' opinion. Hit the chat box. Let me know what you guys think. Let's take a look here real quick. That's right. Let's go. Ready to get this game started. We got an hour. We got an hour till lock time. So we still got a lot of time. Hit that chat box. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me with your predictions, your comments. What do you guys think how this game is going to play out? All right, so I'm going to move on into my most important player for the Raiders today. And to me, that is my quarterback, Derek Carr. Being that we did lose Denzel Good on that offensive line, being that we did lose Josh Jacobs for the day, I think Derek Carr is going to definitely have to put the team offense on his shoulders and create more with less, obviously. I do think Derek Carr is more than capable of doing that. He's been doing it basically his whole time, being the Raiders quarterback. But I just think today especially going up against that defense. We need him to be extra consistent today. Like, we can't have Derek come out sluggish like he did in that Baltimore game. It took Derek a little bit to heat up in that game. It did. We cannot afford for him to come out slow today. Otherwise, the Steelers defense is going to have its way with us. I think Derek Carr I expect him to have a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if we can go for another 400-yard passing game. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all, because with Josh Jacobs being out, yes, do I like Kenyon Drake? I do, but I don't see Kenyon Drake as that bell cow type running back. I don't. I see him as an all-purpose back. He can come out the backfield. He can catch the ball. That's why we went out and got Peyton Barber. We needed more power. I do have a feeling that Peyton Barber is going to see a lot more snaps than we probably assumed before this game would start. I expect Peyton Barber to at least get about 10 touches in this game, because we need somebody powerful to gut out those tough yards, third down running. Not saying I don't see Kenyon Drake putting up any type of numbers. Just against this defense, it's tough to tell. This defense is really, really good. And last week against a pretty good Ravens defense, Kenyon Drake had 6 carries for 11 yards. Granted, he had 6 catches for 59 yards, but if we're talking about on the ground, he didn't even average 2 yards a carry. So it's going to be interesting to see how we utilize the running game today, but I just have a feeling it is going to be an aerial attack by Derek Carr today. I think he's going to have to do a little bit extra. Like I said, I do think it's in the cards for possibly another 400-yard passing day. I do. I feel like he's going to have to work that much. That's just my opinion. I just do. I don't know how I just don't think Kenyon Drake is going to be able to get much on the ground, or even Peyton Barber. But in Peyton Barber's defense, we don't need him to be that flashy, get us 10 yards, a carry type runner. We just need him to be the bruiser. Wear out this defense. Hit him for 2, 3, 4 yards, nothing snazzy, nothing, sexy, but effective. If we can wear out that defense, that's why I say we should still run the ball. We should still stick to what our bread and butter is, and that's running the ball. But I have a feeling that it's going to be a Derek Carr type of day. I have a feeling Gruden's going to rely more on the passing attack. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. That's just how I see this game script playing out, being that the Steelers are a really, really tough defense, especially on the ground. It's hard to run the ball against them. I see this being a Derek Carr type day, to where we might throw the ball like 50 times like we did against the Ravens. It would not surprise me 40, 50 times. It would not surprise me at all. And I especially believe that because I think the Steelers have a way better defense than the Baltimore Ravens do. But that's my most important player for the Raiders today, Derek Carr. Raiders fans, hit the comment section. Let me know who your most important player for today is. Is it Derek Carr? Do you agree with me? Or do you think it's somebody else? Do you think it's Darren Waller? Do you think it's Kenyon Drake? Do you think it's Henry Ruggs? Hit the comment section. Let me know who you guys think is our most important player today to gut this one out against the Steelers. Hit the comment section. I want to know you guys' opinion. As well as don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. As well as if you want to make a donation to the channel, the donation link is in the right-hand corner of my photo or my channel description. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, and we're going to move on now to the Steelers' most important player. And I think today the Steelers' most important player has to be Najee Harris. They have to get him going to get that offense going. I feel like this team is so much better when they have a consistent – that offense, I should say, is so much better when they have a consistent running attack. And over the past couple years, ever since basically Le'Veon Bell up in – decided to screw himself out of a lot of money and left the Steelers kind of, they thought James Conner would be the answer. Unfortunately, he was getting injured a lot. He's in Arizona now. What do? They draft Najee Harris in the first round to fill that running back need. I feel like Najee Harris today is definitely going to have a game maybe where he gets over 100-plus yards for this team to win. I feel like if he's running the ball well, this will open up and create an identity, as I said a few minutes ago, for the Steelers as an offense. Right now, I don't feel like the Steelers know what they are as an offense. But if they can get this young man running, if they can get him averaging 4 or 5 yards a carry, this offense is going to be really dangerous. So today, I definitely think that Najee Harris is going to be very, very instrumental if the Steelers can win this game against the Raiders. I feel like they need to get him going to get his confidence going because last week was rough. He had a really rough debut. So I feel like in order for him to gain some of that hype and confidence back, he needs to have a better performance today. And that offensive line needs to block better for him. But he definitely is going to have a great game in his own right. He's going to have to showcase that vision and also that catching ability because he did drop a couple passes in that Buffalo game. He kind of did, there was, like I said, the offensive line of the Steelers didn't block well for him, but in certain opportunities where he had to catch and run with the ball, he dropped the ball a couple times. So that's on him. So to me, the Steelers' most important player today for them to win the game is Najee Harris. He has to be able to run the ball for that offense to, get some consistency. Because you saw it last week up until the latter stages of the game where Buffalo's defense started to tire. The Steelers couldn't run the ball. And when they couldn't run the ball, it made it difficult for that offense to move the ball in general. It did. So they really, really need Najee Harris to step it up and get into that 80, 100-plus yards a game territory, especially in this game. And it's not impossible because the Raiders' run defense still lacks a little bit. They did give up, some good yards to Kenjon Williams from the Ravens last week. So with that being said, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have to get this rookie up and running. They have to get his confidence back because after last week's showing, I think his confidence is a little bit down. I think he got a nice awakening to the NFL way of playing as opposed to college. I think he got overwhelmed and humbled last week. So with that being said, the most important player for me for the Steelers would be Najee Harris. They need him to have a great game on the ground so that offense can open up the play action and that can get the receiver some separation. But they have to get that running game going, and it's all up to Najee Harris and the offensive line. That is who is the most important player for the Steelers, in my opinion, for them to gut out a win. Now, me, as a Raider fan, I hope none of this shit happens. I hope they shit the bed. I hope the offensive line looks horrible. Sorry, Steelers fans, but you ain't beating us today. It ain't going down like that. So I don't give a damn who your most important player is or who you think your most important player is. It just ain't going down. Because one way or another, we win. We coming to Pittsburgh and we making Pittsburgh our new home. What's up, Josh? How you doing today, bro? You know what time it is. You've been dealing with this for years, so you already, I don't even got to explain nothing to you. You know what time it is. You know what it is. Every time the Raiders come to town. We always give y'all a run. Always. But it's definitely going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a defensive game. Being that the Raiders lost Josh Jacobs, I don't think we're going to be able to run the ball much. Well, that's why I say your defense is really, really, really good. That's why I say, I do think the game script we're going to have to pass a lot, but that's why I hope we don't get away from the run so we don't be as predictable because your defense as a whole is incredible. I have to give my hat off to that Steelers defense. That's, to me, they arguably have the best defense in football. That's my opinion. That team is stacked from top to bottom. There's no doubt about that this team is defensively. That's why I said I think it's going to be a defensive game. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. My game spread, my point spread for this game, my point total is 43 points combined. That's not a lot of points at all in an NFL game. It's not. I have this being a really tight contested game. I think that this game is going to be a defensive battle. I don't think there's going to be too much. There's not going to be a lot of sexiness in this game. There's not. It's going to be old school, knockout, drag out. It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a war. It's not going to be finesse. It's not going to be high scoring, bombs away type offense. It's not. it's going to be a defensive struggle. It's going to be a close game. It's just who's going to make the better most plays at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because that Steelers defense is nasty. It is nasty. It is no doubt they are filthy down there in Pittsburgh on that defensive end. They just need to find an offensive identity. All right, and with that being said, I'm going to actually move on now to my top fantasy plays for the Raiders and Steelers showdown game. I'm actually going to share my screen here. Just give me 1 second. Take this off the caps. All right, got to sign into this DraftKings account. Want to take a look at the pricing and everything for all you fantasy lovers out there. I will be implementing these more into the stream. You know what I mean? I play fantasy, you know what I mean? So we can all win some money together. You know what I mean? I do this shit religiously. So, you know what I mean? I'm pretty good with the fantasy advice myself. All right. All right, contest showdowns. All right. Back to lobby. DraftKings looks so different on desktop than it does on your cell phone. It's so much more convenient on a cell phone. NFL. All right, going showdown. All right, there we go. Come on, load up, baby. There we go. I see it. All right, you're gonna let me click into it or what? There we go. Come on. Yep. All right, yeah, I know the rules. All right. For some reason, this is being slow. So we're just going to go onto the phone and do it. So with that being said, all right, so here we go with my top fantasy plays for today's game between Pittsburgh and the Raiders. We're just gonna hit a contest and just kind of like create a lineup. Okay. So if you're a fantasy sports player, you know what I mean? The highest in the captain spot is obviously Darren Waller at 18,000, followed up by Ben Roethlisberger, 16,200. Derek Carr is 15,000. Najee Harris is 13,800 for the captain spot. Johnson is 13,200 for the captain spot. Josh Jacobs is obviously out for today. You have Chase Claypool, who comes in at 11,400 in the captain spot. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, who comes in at 10,500 for the captain spot. And Henry Ruggs rounds out basically the bigger names with 9,300 salary cap in the captain spot. So with that being said, my top captain spot, I would have to say maybe would go to Deontay Johnson on the Steelers or Najee Harris, given their price points and given their usage rate of targets and, rushing attempts, targets, in the catching game, et cetera, et cetera. So to me, those are your two best captain plays. Those would be your two best captain plays. Would be either go Najee Harris in the captain or go Deontay Johnson in the captain and save some salary as opposed to going Darren Waller from 18,000. So then that will allow you to get a decent little stack. So if I'm going to go, let's just say if I go with Deontay Johnson as my captain, now it leaves me 7,000 per player. Well, we know that the Raiders are down Josh Jacobs. Kenyon Drake is coming in at the flex at 5,400. He's going to get some touches. You know that. But as well as I said earlier, I believe that Peyton Barber is going to see some touches for the Raiders as well. And he's coming in priced at $200 salary. $200 salary cap. Peyton Barber, $200 salary cap. To me, he might be the best play in all of fantasy, especially if you're doing a showdown for this game. He might be the best play of this slate because of his salary cap. $200 for a guy who is probably going to get some touches on third down and at the goal line as well. So with that being said, and you can even go Peyton Barber in the captain. Being that Peyton Barber, to me, is the best play for this game. Because it has been confirmed he's going to see the ball. He's going to get some touches. So if you put Peyton Barber in the captain, Peyton Barber in the captain is $300 salary cap. Now you can load your team up with $9,940 worth of players in salary. You can load your team up by just going Peyton Barber in your captain. And I can see a lot of fantasy players if you're playing a showdown slate between the Raiders and Pittsburgh on DraftKings. I can see a lot of DraftKings players who are playing on this slate aiming for Peyton Barber to be the captain because of his real low salary cap, but the high reward. He's going to see some touches on third down, and he's definitely going to see some touches in the red zone if we can, obviously get in the red zone consistently. For that salary, that's amazing. You can definitely win some money today off that. So I'm going to say as of right now, Peyton Barber is my top fantasy play. He's number one. My number 2 fantasy play would be Deontay Johnson. My number 3 fantasy play would be Chase Claypool. My number 4 fantasy play would be Derek Carr, because I do think that Derek Carr is, like I said, I think he's gonna have to shoulder the team today. I believe that. So he's my 4th best fantasy play, and Najee Harris is my 5th best fantasy play. Let's reiterate that. Peyton Barber, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Derek Carr, and Najee Harris is my top 5 fantasy plays for this game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. If there's any DraftKings players out there, any fans of football, DraftKings, fantasy football, etc., hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. If you're playing on this slate, let me know what you guys think about my top 5 fantasy plays. I think those are the best plays for today's slate, especially with Peyton Barber being $200 salary. Put him at the captain. I think that Peyton Barber will get a goal line touchdown today. If you can even get him to get 1 touchdown, you don't need Peyton Barber to go off for 20, 30 fantasy points. You just need Peyton Barber to score a point. If Peyton Barber can even get 1 carry for a yard and a touchdown, he might just break the slate for you. He just might. Keep in mind that Peyton Barber is 4,000 in regular field of play. If you're doing multiple teams, you're doing in the classic tournament where you pick multiple players from different teams, from each teams. Peyton Barber's priced at 4,000 today. Me personally, I am doing a couple of the classic contests. I'm only getting Peyton Barber in 1 contest. 4,000 is a little bit steep to me for a guy, to me, who's not going to get over at least 15 touches. That's just a little bit steep to me. But if you're doing showdown between the Raiders and the Steelers on fantasy football, to me, Peyton Barber would be the way to go in the captain spot, given his so low $200 salary, and then you can stock the team up afterwards. I like that. I like that pick at captain, which would be Peyton Barber. I think Peyton Barber is going to definitely have a goal line touchdown today. I'm not expecting him to do anything sexy, anything snazzy. I just expect Peyton Barber to get me in the end zone 1 time. That's it. And that's all we need. That's all we need. But with that being said, I'm going to give you my top 5 fantasy plays one more time. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me, or do you have some other players in mind? My top 5 fantasy plays for this showdown between the Raiders and the Steelers is as followed. Number 1 play, Peyton Barber. Number 2 play, Deontay Johnson. Number 3 play, Chase Claypool. Number 4 play, Derek Carr. And number 5 play would be Najee Harris. And that's all for the captain spot. All for the captain spot. Those are my 5 best plays for a showdown captain spot, so then you can build the team around those players. But to me, your best option would be go Peyton Barber in the captain spot. $200 salary regular in the flex, $300 salary in the captain spot for a guy who's most likely going to see a good couple touches. I want to say maybe 5 to 10 touches and some opportunities in the red zone, in the goal line. You just need Peyton Barber to get you to a touchdown. That's it. That's all you need. You do not need Peyton Barber to go for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. You don't. You just need him to go for 20, 30 yards and a touchdown maybe. That's it. And if you have the right guys underneath him, you stack that roster right, could be winning some money today. I hope I win some money today. All right, so we're going to go with my final score prediction, and it goes as followed. My final score would be 23-20 Raiders. As I said, I do not see this being a high-scoring game. I do not see this as being a game that's going to wow us with tremendous offensive ability. I don't. I think this is going to be an old school Raiders Steelers matchup to where we're just beating the piss out of each other. Our defenses are looking great. Both defenses are making stops. Our offenses look stuck in the mud. And then at certain instances, we'll get going, have a couple scores, but it's not going to be something that's, wow, these guys are putting it all on an offensive display. I don't. I think it's going to be a rough match. I do. But I think in the end, we have just enough to pull it out. I just feel like we have more of an identity, especially offensively, than the Steelers do. I did not see enough, even though Steelers did come back to their credit and win that game against Buffalo. Offensively, I didn't see that much of an identity. I did not see that much of an identity. And I think it's a lot easier to prepare for a team who doesn't know what their offensive identity is, as opposed to a team like the Ravens who know what their offensive identity is. So I think our defense will be able to make a good amount of plays, enough plays. We'll make enough plays defensively and offensively to win this game. But I want to know your predictions and final score for this game. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this game. How do you see it playing out? Give me your final score predictions on this game, and who do you have winning and why? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Man, I'm so ready for this game. We have 23 minutes until lock time. Keep in mind, I am doing the game live as well, live commentary, and I will be hopping into another stream here in about 38 minutes at 1:05. I'll have to get that link out there as well so you guys can join me. But I will be doing live commentary for the game after this stream. It does really suck that Josh Jacobs is out. See, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, though. I thought Josh Jacobs was going to be out anyway after that Ravens game. The fact that we didn't run with him as much and he looked like he was banged up. You could tell he kept going to the sideline, holding his knee. You know what I mean? Was limping and that toe was bothering him. I already knew at the end of that Baltimore game, even though we won, I said we're going to be without Josh Jacobs next week. I already knew it. And I just hope this isn't something that's going to keep him from being the star I know he can be. Because I will say this: he's been banged up the last season, and like last season he started getting banged up. And granted, we used the fuck out of the guy. So, and he wasn't used to being hit like that on a consistent basis at Alabama. So we're starting to see that, obviously we're using him. Some of that usage is taking a toll on his body. Hopefully this isn't something that's consistent that's going to, hamper his career. We need him. We need him. We need him. We need him if we want to be in that championship conversation. He is so needed. I love Josh Jacobs. Like that's my dude right there, man. I feel like he's an amazing ball player. It's just he's starting to get banged up, and that's starting to scare me a little bit. And we know this, the shelf life anymore for a running back it's not long. It's not like it used to be where running backs used to be able to run the ball for 12 years, 13 years. It's not like that anymore. These running backs are lucky if they last 5 to 7 years in the league anymore. So, but hopefully for Josh, this isn't a reoccurring thing where he has to keep missing games or, be limited due to injuries. But that's all you can do is hope. Hope for the best. Okay, why is you being funky like this? All right, there we go. But yeah, it just sucks. And then with Denzel Good going down, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, it seems like at the worst times we just can't catch a break when it comes to injuries. It just does. And I like I said, I like Denzel Good a lot. This guy, he can play damn near every spot on the offensive line. And when I seen he got hurt, that definitely took some of our confidence away. You could see it. We really started to play a little. We started to play like trash when he went down in that game against Baltimore. Fortunately for us, we were able to get it together. But you still see how much Denzel Good was supposed to be a part of this offensive line. Hopefully, our depth pieces can fill that void, and they did a pretty solid job on Monday. I will say this, but this is a whole different animal we're going up against with this Pittsburgh defense. Like I said, arguably Pittsburgh has the best defense in the league. Arguably, you can argue that. You can argue that. One can say, "Oh, what about the Rams?" I feel like you can burn the Rams. The right team can burn the Rams. I don't know if any team can burn the Steelers' defense like that. That defense they're healthy, and that top to bottom their defense is really good. It's going to be a tough game, but once again, I have the Raiders winning this game 23-20. I want to know what you guys think. Hit the comment section. Let me know your predictions and the final score for this game. Who do you have coming on top between the Raiders and the Steelers? Shoot. Man, we got 27 minutes till lock time. 27 minutes to lock. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this live commentary as well. I wanted to be at the game today, but sometimes money just ain't the right time. Sometimes you got to be smart. You know what I mean? You do. I really wish I could have been there today, though. I've always wanted to take a giant crap right on the Steelers emblem. Sorry. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. What are your predictions in the final score for this game between the Raiders and the Steelers? Who do you guys have as your most important player? I said the most important player for the Raiders today will be Derek Carr. I think that his workload will be pretty substantial, especially with Josh Jacobs being out of the lineup today. I hope we don't get away from the run like I think we're going to get away from the run, but I just have a feeling we're going to really be passing the ball today a lot. I just have that feeling, but hopefully we can find a balance. But my most important player for the Raiders today is Derek Carr. I do think he's going to have a workload ahead of him. I do think that we're going to try to pass the ball a lot, being that Josh Jacobs is out. We did just get Peyton Barber into the lineup, so maybe he doesn't know the playbook all like that, and we're just going to wing it with him. Whatever. Derek Carr is my most important player for today. We need him to be solid. We need him to be more than solid to get us over and beat the Steelers and improve to 2-0. And for the Steelers, the most important player is Najee Harris. They need that guy to get going so they can form that offensive identity. Like I said earlier, this team to me is a power running team that works off the pass and the play action. That's what they need to be. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear your opinions. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Steelers fans, Raiders fans, hit the comment section. Have a little friendly trash talk. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think of how this game is going to play out. Also, shout out to StreamYard as well. Greatly appreciate StreamYard for the platform. StreamYard is super easy to use. You know, if you're trying to get out into live streaming out there, definitely try out StreamYards to start off. At least to start off, StreamYards is a good base platform to start off on your channel, live streaming, etc. I like StreamYards. It's a pretty good deal. If you go to the pro account, it's like $50 a month. You can pay like a one-time yearly fee. I want to say it's probably like $500 something. But if you go StreamYards Pro, you can air your channel or whatever you're doing, your videos, to 10 different plus different platforms. You can have, as I want to say, up to 10 guests in your stream, etc. StreamYards is just where it's at, especially if you want to start off as a YouTuber, a streamer, etc. StreamYards is definitely a good platform to use. It's super easy to use, nothing too complicated, everything's simple. So shout out to StreamYards for being such a good brand, and a good platform to use. I enjoy using StreamYards. It's definitely simplified life for me in ways, in terms of streaming, to start off streaming and get my feet wet into this, a lot better than how it did start off. I tried using Streamlabs when I first started doing this channel and my other channel, etc., and it didn't go too well because StreamYards it can eat up a lot of CPU on your computer because of all the information it runs and data it uses, etc., etc. And it was causing my channel to glitch. It was causing the videos to glitch. My quality wasn't that great, etc., etc. With StreamYards, I hardly have that problem. The only time I really do have that problem is when it's raining here in York and it's messing with the connection in general. That's literally the only time I have a problem with my live streams. That's why I've kind of cut down on trying to do live streams when it does rain, just because of the quality purposes, because I know what can happen. But with that being said, StreamYards is definitely a good platform just for some quick advice. If anybody out there likes to do live videos, stream, etc., etc., StreamYards is not a bad platform to use at all. I enjoy using StreamYards. As well as another thing about StreamYards, you see this logo right here? When you upgrade, you don't even have to upgrade to the highest account. You can upgrade to the middle account, which is $25 a month. And once you do that, you get access to overlays. You get access to, you can change and you can put your brand, your show brand. Let's say if you have a logo for your show, you can put that right up here in the right-hand corner or anywhere and replace the StreamYard logo or put both of them up. So StreamYards, definitely it's very easy to use, really good platform, for live streaming and, podcasting, etc. I definitely highly recommend StreamYards. I like it. Oh, we got 20 minutes till lock time. And all right, guys, I'm actually going to get off this stream right now. I'm going to end it a little bit early. I'm going to get ready to go into the live commentary stream and get everything set up for that. So hopefully you guys will join me there. But if you do watch this video, once again, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this game between the Raiders and the Steelers. Who do you guys have winning? What are your predictions? Who is your most important players for today? As well as what are your keys to victory for each team to come out successful today and improve their records to 2-0? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. As well as, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. As well as donate to the channel. If you want to donate to the channel, my Patreon link is in the right-hand description of my YouTube channel. So you can make a donation right there on my Patreon. The support is greatly appreciated. This is Rtesc. I have my other YouTube channel, so I almost said that name. See, it gets tricky sometimes, but it happens. This is Return to Excellence Sportcast. I'm your host, Marcus J, and I'll see you guys here in 25 minutes on my live commentary stream. So come join me over there while I do live commentary for the show. I mean, for the entire game. I'm gonna be on the entire game between the Raiders and the Steelers. So hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the game. Let's watch the game together. And as always, God bless. I will see you guys here in a little bit.